Namaste. Let's talk about marriages today. Often in my reading, I come across people asking me, will my first marriage survive? Is my marriage destined to last? So, I have always worked, even with my marriage matching course and otherwise, I've worked to see how we can find out whether the marriage will survive or not. So, in this case, I came across one dictum from Jatak Parijat, and in addition to another dictum from Fal Deepika, let me tell you how we can work on this dictum. As we work on a dictum, we also need the practicals of it, and we need to have an understanding as to why they have given us this dictum and why will it work. So, keeping all the three things in mind, first the dictum, the reason behind the dictum and the practical aspect of it, which is also very important. We have made this video, so be with us till the very end. So, when we talk about the dictum, what we see is that as per Jatak Parijat, if a seventh lord is with malefics or is afflicted, and if Venus is also combust, then we find that this marriage may not survive, the first marriage may not stand for a long period of time. Along with this, there is one dictum from Fal Deepika that is universal and holds true for a lot of things, and let me tell you why it holds true. It is said that if any planet is in 6, 8, 12 from its own house, placed in such a position, and IRG so much so as goes forward to say even if it is placed in the third from itself, then it may not be able to give you a lot of benefits or may not be able to work for the house. We know that 6, 8, 12 houses or even the third is also called a Kalha Bhav. So, these houses are not good places and also known as Dushtanas, and they do not give good results. So, any planet placed in 6, 8, 12 houses from itself does not, or even third, does not give good results for itself, and I have made a video on that. That is an auxiliary dictum that we will be needing later. Now, the main dictum is if the seventh lord is combust, with malefics. Please remember that the person who does the work, or for that matter in this case, the planet that does the work for a particular house is the lord of the house itself. So, if the lord of the house is with malefic planets, if it is with strong malefics, in that case, its ability to work will be greatly hampered, will be greatly reduced. Okay? And it is also said that if Venus, which is said to be the Karak of marriage, if that is combust, if Venus is combust, that means it does not have the power, it does not have the energy to work for its house. Now, both, and the workings of a house depends on the house, the house lord and the Karak of that house. Of the house, house lord and the Karak, we find that both the Karak and the house lord are afflicted. In that case, the workings of that particular house, the happiness that one can derive from that house is greatly reduced. Let's go on to that example. In the case of the example that I am giving you, it's Rabindranath Tagore's example. He's had lots of name, fame, built an university that is still going now and still produces stalwarts. So, what about his personal life? His personal life was not happy at all. If you look into his D1, you will see that the seventh lord, because his Lagna is Pisces, so the seventh house becomes Virgo, and the seventh lord is Mercury. Mercury for him is placed in the second house with an exalted sun and a combust Venus. Note, from Virgo, if you count till Aries, that is the second house, you will see that it's 8 houses away. Dictum from Fal Deepika. Mercury is placed with an exalted sun. Exalted sun is very strong. It is a Krur Graha, or it is a cruel planet in that case, with a lot of power. So, this Mercury is, though Mercury is said to be with sun most of the time, but such an exalted sun can really have malefic effects on that Mercury. And Venus being combust can really hamper the marital issue. Result, his wife died at a very young age, leaving behind 4 young children. We all know that he did not get married again. So this marriage, the first marriage, did not survive. Now, as we believe in a step-by-step learning, I'd also like to tell you that we should now also move on to the D9. Why D9? Because the D1, any house of the D1 shows multiple issues, multiple factors that one can go through or one can face in life. The 7th house can show you business, it can show you business partners, it can show you a position in society, and it can also show you your partner, that is a personal partner. But when we talk about the 7th house of the D9, we are talking about our married life only. So to become very specific and to get specific results, it's important to talk about the divisional chart also. So in the upcoming example, I'm going to tell you about the divisional chart too. So in this example, what we see is that the Lagna here is Sagittarius, the 7th house becomes Gemini. The Lord of Gemini is Mercury, it's sitting in the 6th from itself, that is in Scorpio with a Sun. Okay. Now, if you look at the degrees of Sun and Mercury, you will see they are very in close conjunction, just 5 degrees apart. So, yes, Sun does have a very strong impact on Mercury, and you will also see that there is an aspect of Saturn, of Rahu. Since Rahu and Saturn are together, it is said that Saturn will also give its aspect on that Mercury. So, that Mercury is with under strong malefic influences. Now, let's look at the Karak Venus. It's sitting on the Lagna, so it's strong, or so it seems. But if you look, it has the aspect of Mars and Ketu also. Yes, Jupiter also, because it's with Mars and Ketu, but there is also the aspect of Rahu and Saturn. So, this Venus is under a lot of strain, and this Venus will create problems in the first marriage. So, here we see that the Karak and the Bhavesh are under a lot of strain, though the Bhava, that is the 7th house, does not have that much of malefic influence, or rather no malefic influence at all. Now, when we go on to the D9, look carefully. In the D9, we see that the Lagna Lord is what? The Lagna is Leo, and you see the 7th house is of Aquarius. The 7th Lord of Aquarius, that is Saturn, is sitting there, but it's retrograde, and it is also the 6th Lord. Moreover, the 7th house has the aspect of Rahu also. And we see Venus is under 2 malefic influences, that is the Sun and Rahu. I could also share another dictum with you if you would allow me here, and that will also specify certain things, that in the Dasha and the Dasha of Saturn, things will not work well with the person, because Saturn here has Kendradipati dosh. We'll talk about this more. In fact, I've talked about this more in my Kendradipati dosh video, so do have a look at it. So, this ways we understand that the first marriage is really not going to withstand the pressures that it might face. Apply these dictums in the charts of people you know, and do let us know how you found it. Till we meet with you again, stay safe. Thank you.
Please hit the bell icon for fresh updates. Don't forget to like, share and comment on the videos, and please subscribe to our channel.